Hey, it's Jamie from Southern Cross Canine. On today's little video, we're going to go through how to get your dog to walk on leash or how to get your dog to stop pulling on leash. We're going to go through multiple things. The first things, firstly, how to teach them. We're going to go through some equipment choice. So we're going to talk about the different types of equipment that you can use, such as a no pull harness and their benefits and trade-offs. And we're also going to chat about arousal levels. So in short, arousal levels are basically if your dog's too excited on the walk or too highly aroused, you're not going to have a great time on the walk. So we're going to go through to start with just a step-by-step sort of guide about how I sort of train it to start with, and we'll go from there. So enjoy. So step one is to build engagement. What I'm doing here is just rewarding for eye contact. Really simple, simple yes and then treat every time she looks up.
Win-win. Yes, good. Yes, good. Yes.
Step two is creating a little bit of movement with that engagement. So we did a bit of stationary stuff in step one. Now we make it a little bit harder. And I'm actually waiting for her just to stop and sit each time.
Yes. Yes, good. Yes. Yes.
I've now made this a little bit harder by continuing on moving. I'm not stopping anymore, so now I'm just rewarding her for following with constant movement. I can make this harder by making more turns and rewarding after a couple of turns instead of just a little follow initially. So as you can see here, I'm now rewarding after a turn or two instead of rewarding so constantly. I've now increased the difficulty level slightly. Step three is about getting your dog to walk on your side. This is really easy. All you have to do is take a few steps backwards as per the exercise before, and then this time you turn to your right and your dog will fall onto your left. Make sure you reward straight away as soon as your dog falls onto your left hand side. You can make this harder later by then rewarding after 2 steps, 3 steps and so on. You've also got to keep in mind that dogs are very contextual. So if you teach a dog to walk really well in their backyard, they're really just going to walk really well there until we teach the dog to do the same thing in all different environments. The other thing to consider once you've got the training down pat is you can look at some equipment that will help you out. And in this case, we're showing a front clip harness, which Winnie is wearing by Blue 9. Blue 9 harnesses are really good because they don't restrict the shoulder movement. They are basically a harness where the leash attaches to the front of the dog, and it just gives you a mechanical advantage. They aren't miracle workers, but they just give you a little bit of extra control over your dog. Your other option is a head halter. Now you'll see Neo's wearing one here in this footage. They do give you a whole heap of extra control, but there are some trade-offs. Dogs typically don't like them that much unless they're conditioned, and some dogs never like them, so you've really got to pick a tool that's suitable for your dog. And once you've done all that, you practice in as many different environments as you can, so then you can walk your dog anywhere. And just to finish off, we're going to talk a little bit about arousal levels. So you can do all the training in the world. You can do a lot of obedience stuff. You can do all those exercises we spoke about. But if your dog's really pumped up on the walk, you're not going to have a dog that's walking very well. So excitement is not great for walking on loose leash. You want a nice, calm dog. So usually when you bring out your leash, you'll notice that your dog goes pretty crazy. That's because they know that leash means walk. And that's okay. Our dogs go, get crazy too when the leash comes out. But what we usually do is always start the walk off on the right foot. So what I mean by that is, go out the front, your dog's going to be excited, that's fine. And just chill out for a little bit at the front. Do a little bit of do a few of those exercises that we just showed you. Go through your eye contact work, do a bit of loose leash drills, and wait until your dog is responding to you. If your dog is listening and responding, that's a good time to start your walk. So before you start your walk, always ask yourself, is my dog responding to their name? Is my dog listening? Does my dog look calm? If they're really excited and tugging on the leash and all sorts of things, do not start your walk. It'll only get worse from there. You always want to start your dog off on the right foot, and that means that you always make sure your dog's calm before you start your walk. And that doesn't mean whether you're leaving from home or at a new area. So never pull up at the new place and pull your dog out of the car and then start the walk. Always allow sort of 5 or 10 minutes just to settle your dogs down a little bit, get them acclimatized to the environment, and then start your walk. And if you're halfway through your walk and you think your dog's getting a bit fired up, repeat the process. Stop, let your dog settle them down. Do a little bit of obedience work and start your walk again once you feel like that dog is settled. If your dog's not settled, your dog's not going to walk very well. So always ask yourself, my dog listening? Yes, cool. Is my dog responding to cues? Yes, that's great. So you can start your walk. Does my dog look calm? Yes, off you go. So and relax. Keep nice and calm on the walk. Keep it slow. You don't have to charge down the road even if you've got a border collie. If you keep it slow and you keep your dog nice and calm throughout the walk and do those exercises, and always make sure your dog's calm before you start walking, you'll be fine. Hope you enjoyed the video on loose leash walking. Stay tuned for the next one. If you've got any questions, just send us an email, southernCrossCanine@gmail.com, or even visit our Facebook page, Southern Cross Canine. We're happy to answer any questions. So thanks, guys. See ya.